I'm starting to get sad. Do I have a concussion? I've taken grandma era to a whole new meaning. Probably. I'm feeling really good this morning. Pressure. I'm not spending all my time here. I think I said a couple vlogs ago, I've been like really trying to get my crow position down. I turned it into a flying crow accidentally, and I ended up falling directly on my head. At first when I fell, I was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have an egg on the side of my face. Like there was no doubt about it. I could already feel like the road rash because I fell like right here and right here, like my entire body weight. Just like when you're in a crow position, you don't know how to explain it. Like you just basically, your arms are what's holding up the rest of your body, so you can't possibly break your fall, but you're only like this far from the ground, so it's kind of impossible to think to yourself, oh, I'm gonna tuck and roll. You're like already face planting by the time that you realize that. So luckily that was toward the end of the class. The rest of the class was pretty chill, just like stretching, but I was just laying there and I was like, that was rough. Flash forward, I get home and I'm like, okay, I gotta take a shower. So I go into the shower, I turn it on, I come into my bedroom and I get my towel, and then for whatever reason proceeded to literally run the water for 45 minutes until Casey came in the bedroom and was like, what are you doing? I was like, what? I'm just sitting here. Turns out I had been running the shower and never got in it. So I was like, okay, that's weird. But also I like 100% have undiagnosed ADHD. So I was like, that's not like too weird for me to be like super forgetful sometimes. So I was like, no, that's fine. Like I didn't really think anything of it. So I showered. I kept saying to Casey like I felt really weird that night, but I like couldn't put a finger on why. I just felt like kind of a little bit out of it. I was like, okay, this is tracking. Like I hit my head, I'm gonna have a headache and probably like feel a little bit off just because my head hurt. Flash forward to the next morning. I do work from home a lot, so I like logged into my computer and I was like, okay, like my head freaking hurts and I have a headache from falling, but it's fine. And I literally could not remember the password to get into my computer that I type in probably 45 times a day. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And again, some days my brain just like is not functioning at full capacity. Honestly, most days my brain is not functioning at full capacity. Anyway, so I quickly realized I can't like look at the computer screen. Like it's hurting so bad. And so I was like, whatever, I have to go on visits anyway. I'll just not go on the computer much today. So I'm getting ready to leave the house and like put my shoes on. And I literally like went to put my left shoe on and I was like, not me falling again. Almost fell to the ground again. I was like, okay, I can't even stand on one foot. Like, what is going on? And then I like actually started to put the pieces together and I was like, do I have a concussion? I called my doctor and I called out of work and proceeded to wait 6 hours for her to call me back, for her to say, oh, you need to go to the emergency room right now. So I went to tell Casey that we had to get ready and go to the emergency room, but I was like trying to convince myself I was overreacting. We didn't have to go because I'm so claustrophobic and I was so afraid they were gonna put me in an MRI machine. So I was crying and then I was like trying not to cry because I didn't want my head to swell. I genuinely was not okay. But I talked to my Nana and Casey's mom and just like talked it through with them and I was like, okay, I have to go. So we had a pretty good experience at the emergency room. I didn't have to do any scans because I immediately failed the neurological exam, which if you've never had one done before, I don't know if there's like different versions of it, but she pretty much had me play Simon Says at like 15 times speed. And again, circling back to my brain does not work at 100% capacity. That test was hard for me on a good day. She was like just basically telling me like a million things to do, like smile, frown, move one eyebrow, move your right arm, move your left arm, and I was like I was trying my best, but when I did it I was like, oh wow, I killed that. Like I did really good. And then like immediately when I finished she was like, yeah, you have a concussion. So anyway, I have a concussion. I actually am feeling okay today. I'm in day 2, I guess. You might be thinking, Brittany, why the heck are you choosing to vlog It's because I'm not allowed to go on my phone, watch TV, like watch YouTube. I'm not allowed to do anything technology wise for more than like 5-10 minutes. Basically, they've taken all my joys away. So I need to keep myself somehow doing things because I'm not spending all my time here. I'm not doing that. So I will be finding activities to do. Long story short, thank you for joining me for this 48-hour concussion period, and I hope you enjoy. So far, I actually feel way better today because yesterday I had to stay in my bedroom with the blackout blinds on because it literally hurt so bad to like see any form of light. With smaller candles is actually... I'm back in the bed because I've already overdone it as usual. So I have my blackout eye mask. So far what will happen is basically have like a lot of confidence when I'm feeling good, and then like very quickly I just get like this pain like here and here and here, and that's when I know I've overdone it and I need to rest again. It's actually crazy for someone that's very go 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 and hyper focused on productivity all the time. I feel like it's like I logically know I have to rest, but every time I start something and then I like immediately am humbled and I have to go back to bed, I'm like, I just feel like I'm wasting away. I'm just gonna rest for a little bit, and I might call my Nana and Bambi and just update them because they told me to call them this morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I just cooked my breakfast and
that's a good thing.
ate, and now I already feel like I need to lay down again, so I just laid down. Casey was like, you're doomed when you're old, because he played football for all those years. He was like, I've gone head on into so many people and I never had a problem. Meanwhile, you fall from 6 inches off the floor.
Hey, I looked at that stand thing. That is some serious stuff, though.
I just have a sheet of watercolor paper. I think I'm just gonna make some bookmarks. What's been working so far for me in terms of activities is like something that doesn't take too much focus, I guess. So obviously if I were to paint how I normally paint, where like I'm trying to get like the details and the colors correct, that's gonna be a no-go. But if I'm just watercoloring, I'm not creating anything specific, my hope is that that is not gonna hurt my head. So keep in mind, I literally don't know anything, so this could be completely wrong. This is what I'm thinking when it comes to the activities. This is the setup I have going on. I just have watercolor paper, watercolors. I've been in an art rut for a while now, and it's not even like a rut, it's just that like I'm afraid of creating art that's like not good. I've always had like so many goals with my art and like ways that I want to do more with it, but I've been like too afraid to move forward. Sometimes it's important to just learn how to create again without making it have to be like something out of the box and that you've never done before. I honestly haven't watercolored in so long. I'm pretty much just doing like wet on wet watercolor, which means the watercolor decides what it wants to do. I just put the little blob on the wet piece of paper and it does whatever it wants. It's not up to me to decide. I feel like that's perfect for today. Oh my gosh, he's foaming at the mouth.
Hello.
It is like 1:30 p.m. and I'm annoyed. My short-term memory is horrible. You know when you get sick and then you can't breathe? Like I would do anything to be able to just breathe easily out of my nose. That's how I feel right now. I feel like it's so easy to take for granted that your brain can just like do so many things at the same time, and the fact that I'm able to like physically feel that. Like, I'm a person that always is doing like a million things at once. Like, I can't just like eat my food. I eat my food somewhat on my phone, watching a YouTube video. In this case, like Casey was cooking Samson. It just makes noise 24/7. I was so aware of every little thing that like my brain was having to interpret. Oh no. Moral of the story is I am capable of a lot less than like I think I should be capable of, and I'm having to wrestle with those thoughts constantly because I'm like, I can't lay back down. I didn't do anything. All I did was eat. And it feels crazy that I need to rest, but like I can feel that I need to rest again. So the universe is trying to teach me a lesson on this one. I keep getting upset that this vlog is gonna be so boring, but like, that is my life right now. I'm going to bed again. I just set a timer on my phone for like 30 minutes. I'm having a sweet treat after this as a reward. Good night, everybody. This is my sweet treat of choice. My short-term memory is so bad. Like, I just keep picking up on the fact that I'll say something and then I'm like, I have no idea what I've said and what I haven't, and I've been filming for less than 1 minute. So it is concerning, but that's okay. I have my paper that we did earlier, and my plan is to make this into a few bookmarks. Bookmark number 1, we have 5-star feelings. This is bookmark number 2. Bookmark number 3. Here are the final 3 bookmarks. I just got a call from my doctor's office trying to schedule like a follow-up to check on me, and I feel like she was so cranky to me. I don't understand. She was like, okay, so you went to the emergency room? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, are you experiencing any symptoms like since leaving the emergency room? So I was like, yeah, I got a concussion yesterday. So yes, I am still experiencing symptoms. I don't know if I'm irritable or if I'm like, that was a stupid question. I feel like the later it gets in the day, like the smaller my threshold is getting, and I just feel really tired, so I'm gonna try to take it like extra easy. I'm gonna listen to a podcast and continue to work on my crochet. I'm probably not gonna get like super far this weekend, but I have a piece that's like probably 2 feet long, and right now it's like the width of my hand. Also, if you've watched to this point in the vlog, I appreciate you, because I have no idea. I have no idea what the heck I have been doing or even talking about. The memory is at a 0. But thank you for keeping me company and sane, because I honestly think I would have lost my mind now if I didn't have like someone to talk to. I'm like, could this be a hat? Maybe it could be a hat. Ooh, maybe. Probably. Maybe it could be one of those thingies like this. I'm starting to get sad. I'm not feeling very good now. I don't know if I did too much today. I just feel really tired, but like not tired enough to go to sleep because it's literally 4:45 p.m. It's dark outside already, which is very depressing. And I feel like I'm just constantly wrestling in my head with like feeling like I didn't do enough today, but then equally like knowing that I'm on bed rest, but it's just like very hard to come to terms with it, I guess. It's just that like I actually am so bored. Like I don't remember the last time that I just existed. And it sounds so stupid, like it's not a hard thing to do nothing. I just have such a hard time resting when I'm sick. I pretty much haven't left the bed in many hours, and I'm trying to explain to Casey that like I keep getting overwhelmed by the fact that I'm like, I feel very stuck. I don't know. My brain just likes to make something out of everything. I'm feeling like claustrophobic in the sense that like I just know that there's no way out of this besides just rest until I'm better. But it's a very frustrating and like overwhelming feeling, I guess, to know that I may have to live this exact day tomorrow. It's not like I was in a car accident or something, so I just feel like silly. I feel like I should...
Well, basically.
I feel like I should be able to do more, and then every time I try, like, I have to lay back down.
The more you try makes it causing the pressure in your head, honey. You're making the blood pump to your brain.
Yeah.
And it's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
When they say bed rest, they mean it. As hard as that is.
Yeah. It's
you can't look at anything or hear anything. You're just sitting there staring at the sky. I can't imagine how hard that is.
It's very hard. Oh my gosh. I'm not feeling good today. I feel like crap. I feel like crap mentally. And I feel like crap physically. But the mentally is like here. I feel like I'm just being annoying and complaining, but like this is my reality. I'm just feeling like so much pressure in my head right here. I'm just getting really stressed about like everything I'm missing or like gonna have to catch up on after I feel better. I'm trying to say that for a person that very much feels like their worth is tied to like what they're doing, I'm just having like a really hard time. I don't know, like not feeling like I could somehow be doing more, but I'm just like being lazy and literally healing from a concussion. But I'm like, but it wasn't a very bad one, so I should really be like pushing through, which is quite literally the opposite of what my doctor said to me last night. So I say this every day and it does not seem to click, but today I'm going to try to give myself grace. I don't even know what that is. I've taken grandma era to a whole new meaning because this is my life now. My friends and family have talked some sense into me this morning and I need to let the feelings go. I can't hold on to all this guilt for not being able to perform at my regular things, or like for not being able to do the amount of work that I normally do. I need to let it go. Casey just came in to check on me and he is gonna do the dishes so I can stop looking at them and feeling bad that I can't do them. So that will be helpful. I'm getting pretty good at the crochet though. I feel like I'm not having to like actually focus on it as much, which is good because I'm able to like do it a little bit longer because it's not as like in the hole, around the loop, do the loop, 2 loops. Like I feel like I had like a little song going for a while to be able to remember like how to actually do the crochet, and now it's more like muscle memory, really honing in on my skills. I can't even remember if I talked to you guys yesterday, like after I had talked to the doctor, but I pretty much just spiraled a little bit because I was expecting to feel better by Monday, and then she told me that that might not be the case. I feel like that set me back a little bit, but it is what it is. And that's what I'm gonna keep telling myself. It is what it is. Simpson is eating his dinner obnoxiously, but I just wanted to check in to say I'm actually feeling a little bit better mentally and physically. Casey just went out to grab us some dinner, which will be Taco Bell, of course. I will say I got a little bit ahead of myself, and I did go on my phone for like 20 minutes, which I was happy about because it wasn't hurting. But then immediately after getting off my phone, it hurt so badly. I'm in better spirits, which is all that matters. I have one more day of full rest before I go to the doctor's office the next morning, so I'm just gonna try to do my best to follow the doctor's orders and continue to do pretty much nothing. And then hopefully by Monday I'm feeling better and I can go back to work on Tuesday. Not that I'm like so excited to go back to work, but the longer I'm out, the more I will have to make up. So I'm just aware of that. There's nothing I can do to change it, and I'm gonna rest as long as the doctor says I need to rest, but like I'm just hoping that I feel better by Monday. Just crossing my fingers. Riveting. I fear I'm going crazy. Really good this morning. Hey, there's an attack happening.
Yeah, they're waiting.
Be gone, foul beast. That's right. Took a very long nap, and I definitely like overdid it a little bit too much today because I was feeling better, and I ended up needing to take like a 2-hour nap because I was so exhausted. I have my doctor's appointment, like check-in at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. My Nana and Bambi are helping me and Casey chauffeur me around so I can get to the doctor's, but I'm interested to see if I do any better on tomorrow's test. Like I feel better than I felt on Thursday, but I just like really thought I did well on that neurological test, so I'm interested to see if I like clearly do much better tomorrow. Had the most relaxing bath, and I honestly felt like the most myself that I've felt since getting my concussion. It was like the most normal thing that I've done, where I love to just like listen to a podcast in the bath. I had a Lush bath bomb. I don't know, just like felt very normal. Quick debrief on the doctor's appointment today. So I was trying to go into it without like a ton of expectations, but obviously I was kind of hoping that I was doing pretty good, and I've been feeling pretty good the past couple days, so I was like, okay, I can definitely like try to go back to work and to my normal routine. But unfortunately, I did fail my neurological exam again, so this time it was kind of like a sobriety test. Like, that's what it felt like. It was a lot of like balancing things. Again, they kind of played like Simon Says with me, just like at a faster rate, and I didn't do very good. Can't stand straight, and also apparently can't follow directions. I can notice when I'm around other people that my brain is not taking in the information like it used to be. Casey just got in the shower, so it might be a little loud, and I'm gonna take that as my sign to sign off for the night. Surprise! I told you I was going to bed, but I have more to say. Like, the actual concussion, the pain of the concussion, the mental confusion, the dizziness, like those symptoms, they do suck, but I feel like is not as bad as the mental side of this experience, at least for me. Like, it's just been so, like, you've obviously seen, it's been very hard for me to like actually rest, and that's kind of becoming the theme of this whole vlog, is like learning how like actually let yourself rest and not distract yourself. Like, usually when you're sick, I feel like you're like, okay, well, I can like binge a Netflix show or like scroll on my phone and lay in bed. I can totally do that for 2 weeks. Absolutely, literally sign me up all day. And it's so easy to just distract ourselves and rest. But I feel like I'm learning, even like that 45 minutes that I spent in the bath, I feel like was the best rest I've gotten in the past 5 days, because I actually just let myself exist. I'm realizing how uncomfortable the feeling is to actually rest your mind and not distract yourself. Like, the pit in my stomach that I feel every day now, being like, oh my gosh, I have to exist tomorrow. It's like so annoying. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Close your eyes, get some rest. I'm by your side, lay your head on my chest. I know you've had a really bad day, but I'm right here, it's gonna be okay. The world could fall down, it's gonna be okay. The sun could go out, we're gonna be okay.
Currently Tuesday night. I don't think I talked to the camera at all today. I wasn't really like feeling like picking up the camera today, because honestly today was not a very good mental health day. I had a ton of work stress this morning, just for various reasons. Doctor said it is pretty normal to get like kind of sad or depressed feeling at this stage in healing, just because like, one, it's depressing to just kind of be by yourself and not do anything like in your normal routine. I just talked to my friend Hannah for like an hour and a half, or a little bit more than that. That's when I drew this random little picture while we were on the phone just chatting. All I'll say is thank God I have therapy tomorrow, because I need it. The reason why I'm picking up the camera now is because, one, I wanted to show you my progress on my crochet, and then number two, I just decided to download the Midnight Library. I have a physical copy of this book, and I've been like really wanting to pick it up recently, but obviously I cannot read a physical book. If you were expecting like a ton of progress on this, you are mistaken. But I have this. I've decided it's gonna be a scarf. So I have this piece of the scarf, and then I decided to start this purple piece. So I'm gonna make this one, hear me out, see the vision. I'm basically just gonna have it have like 4 different panels and be the cream color, the lavender, the cream color, and then the lavender. I really haven't been in the mood to crochet today, but I just got the crochet itch. So I'm sitting down. I'm hoping that I can actually follow along with the story, okay? And it's not like overwhelming to listen to and try to focus on, because a huge thing I'm realizing is I cannot multitask at all. So like, even if I listen to the audiobook and then crochet, that could be too much, unfortunately. I will have it on the record, I just beat Casey at a game of chess. No big deal. I'll be holding that against him for the end of time, because I never beat him at anything. And to beat him at chess with a concussion, it's gotta be hard on the ego. Day 7 means, based on Google, typically after a week of having a concussion, you can like start doing little things here and there if you feel symptom free. And I don't feel like 100% symptom free. Like my head still feels like a little bit of pressure, but I also cried this morning, just a little bit. Anyway, I'm going actually crazy, which is another reason for the crying. My room this entire week has been a mess, and I've been like just kind of ignoring it because I like physically couldn't fix it. And I'm kind of feeling like today's the day where I might not get all of it done before like my head starts hurting. I obviously will stop if I am in pain. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook and I'm gonna fold some of this laundry. So far the book is quite depressing, so I don't know if I picked the right book, but I'm assuming that it's gonna get a little bit less depressing. I think the most depressing thing already happened. To get discouraged, but all I did was put the dirty laundry into the freaking baskets, and I'm so tired. I can feel my heart beating like so fast, and I can feel like the beating in my head. Sometimes I want to just put Samson outside and just let him go. I've been literally sleeping for 7 days straight, pretty much, so I feel like it's probably pretty normal that I feel pretty fatigued from doing absolutely nothing. Okay, I made sure that there's nothing on the floor. Everything, dirty laundry is gone, and this massive pile of clothes needs to be folded. But I'm definitely getting really winded, and I'm not gonna let the perfectionist in me be like, okay, you started this task, you need to finish it. I like am definitely recognizing that I'm tired and I'm like getting really out of breath. So I'm gonna take a break and probably gonna crochet and continue listening to my book. I know the Midnight Library is like a super popular book, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I feel like it's the kind of book that if I was physically reading, because right now it's like kind of depressing. She's just super unhappy with her life pretty much, and that's like the main theme of the first part of the book that I've read so far. If I was physically reading it, I feel like it would be kind of hard to get through, just because obviously right now I'm not feeling the best, and so I usually try not to read books that are gonna like amplify those feelings. Having her like read the story to me, I can take it in a lot easier and it doesn't feel as heavy. I have therapy in like 3 hours, which I am very much looking forward to, because you know that audio that's like, this place is a prison. That's how I feel about being in my brain right now. I also just want to say super quickly that all of my friends and my family have been so like overly generous and supportive. Like The amount of people that are checking on me like literally twice a day, it just like makes me feel very loved, and it's definitely keeping me going. So I do appreciate all of you guys so much. I'll check back in a little while, probably once I go to therapy, and hopefully I come back to you guys a renewed woman.
Whoa.
Is this sleep? It is. Reusable diamond ice cubes. That's fancy. You can use those anytime.
Hopefully they're BPA free.
Hopefully they are. BPA free! Told
ya.
I got this ring holder.
Shout out Jocelyn and Corey. We'll see you on Sunday.
What?
I just hit the 50% mark on the Midnight Library. I managed to make it through the entire day without napping. I was also able to fold all that laundry. I was able to do some dishes and like clean up the kitchen. So progress is being made, finally. For a minute there, I was not sure. I'm actually feeling really good. I'm feeling really positive. I know the other day things were looking bleak, but I actually just finished my first 2 panels of my scarf and tied them off. So the crochet is going well. It is time for bed, but I'm just gonna listen to my book a little bit more while I'm falling asleep, and then I will see you in the morning. This morning and I was like, wow, this is incredible. But you know how I'm rewarded as soon as I look in the mirror? Huge cold sore. So that's interesting. I only have like 4 hours left of my book, so I'm probably gonna just sit and listen to that for a while. I haven't had any symptoms today so far, so I think at some point today I want to pick out like a winter and end of fall TBR. I'm really like a mood reader, so I don't know if I'll actually follow them, but I feel like every year the seasons move by so fast, and I'm like, ooh, I want to read this book for, you know, the winter time or the fall, and then it just flies by and I don't have time. So I want to really prioritize some of my books that have been on my TBR for a while. Also, if you guys are keeping up with the vlogs, and I added this little bookshelf to my bedroom. Honestly, like not very aesthetic right now, but I started adding like some of my books over here, and then this week I've just turned this into like my craft center. I have my slime, as any 26-year-old has in their bedroom, my journal. I feel like I've been journaling a lot this week just because it was one of the things that I actually could do without hurting myself. Anyway, this little area has been working out so well and I love it.
Which book do you fancy? Came Mrs. Elm's words behind her.
It's been a little while, but I successfully changed colors mid-crochet, and as a very beginner crocheter and someone that literally never ever had a shred of patience to be able to learn this, I'm very proud of myself. It's currently 9 p.m. and I just finished the Midnight Library. This book was really good. I feel like it's probably like a 4.5 stars. I feel like overall this just had such a good perspective on life, and if you're feeling like you're in a rut or you're feeling like you're consistently making the wrong decisions, I feel like this is a really good reminder that like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. It like goes a lot into like if you could try on every version of your life that exists, they might not be exactly what you actually wanted or what you think they would be. It just sounds better because it's not your current reality. I feel like this is a very good like fall and winter book if you want to read it. When I sat down to finish my book, I got an Amazon package in the mail and I was like, I did not order anything on Amazon, and my friend is so sweet, sent me this little lavender candle and it smells so good. But it says sending you a big hug because I have just been in the trenches during this process. And like I said, I think yesterday, I'm just like so grateful for all my friends and family that have been so helpful during this process. Thank you, Caitlin. But I wanted to end off this vlog with a little fall winter TBR, just in case you need any book recommendations or if you want to read any of these along with me. So I got to page 80 of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I feel like these books are similar in the sense where they both deal with a feeling of being like invisible, and in this case literally nobody can remember her like once she leaves a room. I feel like after reading that book I actually really want to give this another shot. I feel like I could enjoy it. So this is more on my like autumn TBR. Next on my autumn TBR is the The X Hex. I usually go into books pretty blind. This is a book that my friend ended up giving me. Why did I just get excited that she was a witch? It's literally called The X Hex, and they're on a witch's broom. I was like, ooh, I love witch books. Goodbye. I think that she has like a bad ex, and she puts like a bad spell on him, like a hex, and then he comes back into town and she has to deal with that. And I'm guessing they fall back in love. Don't take that word for word because I actually have no idea. I am excited to read it. I see this book go around a lot. Then we have 2 Christmas books. First is The Holiday Swap. Can we take a moment for this book cover? Are you kidding me? This is literally the most beautiful book cover ever. Wait a minute. It's like The Parent Trap. Very interesting. Set in the holidays, 2 twins decide to swap places. They're just like desperate for a change and they decide to swap places, I think for just a little period of time. And they may or may not fall in love with each other's partners, which is kind of interesting. I mean, based on the cover alone, I'm gonna have a good Christmassy time, and that's really all I ask for. Last but not least, my only paperback. I do love a paperback. This is Meet Me Under the Mistletoe by Jenny Bayliss. And again, I picked this up in Barnes & Noble recently, and I don't exactly know what it's about. Oh, absolutely. This is my pretend I'm going to Brighton to visit where Zoe and Alfie live, which are like a British blogging couple if you live under a rock. She's a bookshop owner living in the English countryside, and there's a holiday reunion, and she has to face her childhood enemy, which I'm guessing is going to turn out to be the love of her life. Her name is Eleanor. It just keeps getting better and better. A Wedding at a Castle. I will be needing to start this immediately. I think this is going to be an enemies to lovers Christmas dream for me, honestly. It's hitting all the marks for me, and it's an incredible, like, perfect size. It's very floppy. I know you're all very interested and invested. Anyway, these are my fall and winter book recommendations. If you want to read any of them with me, that would be amazing. As you can probably tell, I'm feeling very myself. I had a really good day today. Anyway, if this video has somehow made it to the internet, that's pretty wild. I don't even know what I filmed, like, genuinely, because my memory is so bad. No idea. There was nothing happening up here. But I hope this video brought you some type of comfort, and I appreciate you guys giving me someone to talk to this week. It actually helped me so much just to recover. I will see you in my next video, and we'll be back to our regular scheduled programs. Good night!